Yo! How's it going? First one of the year.
You're back. I know.
Feels like forever ago since we last did one of these.
It has been a while. But yeah, I'm really well, thanks. How are you?
Getting better, getting better.
Do you want to explain?
That's referring to me slipping my disc in my low back. But yeah, it's all right. You just get used to the pain. Took a dose of man the hell up, and here we are.
Is that working for you? I know we're in London last week for some meetings, and he had to stand up.
Yeah.
Which was awkward in the taxi.
So, what's new, strange, or dangerous in your world, Mark?
And I think I'm excited about 2026. This is going to be a very exciting year. Everything is looking good, Bittensor wise, and that's where we are all of the time. And yeah, couldn't be happier with the situation, really. Absolutely delighted. Lots going on. Always lots going on. This is our first revenue search of the year, but we did do a webinar last week. Not a revenue search, but a webinar just introducing people to Bittensor. That was pretty good. And then we've got another one this afternoon, actually, introducing people to how we invest in Bittensor. So that's also exciting. And then we've got this in the middle, a pile of calls, interesting stuff happening. Yeah, I'm energized. I'm good to go.
So today, for our first one back, we have SN91 Tensorprox. And this is a lovely guy called Felix who we met late last year. Again, on the face of it, it's one of those subnets where it took us a couple of minutes to go, so what the hell do you do? And hopefully Felix can share what the hell he does. Felix, how's it going, mate?
Hey, and there I am.
There you are.
Hello, guys. Happy New Year.
Likewise, this is the year for Bittensor.
This is the year for Bittensor. Jensen Schwaning already came up with a great message for AI. This is the year to industrialize AI, to make it production ready, to integrate it into the source of value creation. And Bittensor is in a prime spot for that.
Absolutely is in prime spot. So before we carry on, Siam said that we met you late last year. We did at that time make an investment into Tensorprox, just for full transparency. So we do know a little bit about what you do, but we're going to pretend that we don't, because then revenue search works a lot better.
Yeah, that was great. Even though it's just a few months ago, a lot of things have changed. We were talking about a theoretical concept, which we promised, which is almost finished. But yeah, how do you say? Talk is very patient, and action speaks louder than words. And in the meantime, we have really published a product, state of the art, which will, at this very moment, is integrated into the Bittensor layer as well. But first things first, okay, just to answer the question, what the heck are we doing?
Yeah, like, what is the actual problem, first of all, before we talk about what you do? What pain point that you're attacking in this world?
Yeah, this comes from my, let's say, from my background. I was working over a decade in, or I have been working over a decade in the cybersecurity area. And this mainly covers the fact that in our world today, without a connection between two entities, basically nothing works. You need a connection, which is the World Wide Web. And when you open the door for one, you also open the doors for many others. And this is where a lot of problems are happening when you provide basically a service which is meant to serve your clients, but it's also available for all other people or entities in this world. And this is a problem. And within this specific problem, there is thousands of other problems. And one of them is, just imagine, okay, you have your service in the web. It's like a mailbox. And you get requests. You get requests. Someone wants to buy shoes. to rent a server or whatever. All these requests, they come to your mailbox. And then some guys, okay, let's flood this mailbox. Let's put it so full that no other letter fits inside that mailbox. So you cannot process any more requests. And is an attack vector which is pretty common to shut down any service. Any service that is available on the World Wide Web can be shut down with this kind of attack. People just feed your mailbox full. It's not able to process anything anymore, and your service is offline. It's basically not available anymore.
Okay, so
This is what we went from.
fair enough. I think your microphone is a bit sporadic. It seems like you keep coming in and out. So what I will do, I think I'm just going to try and do stick man logic here, because Granddad Siam over here just needs to fully understand it. Can you see my little doodle pad?
Yes.
Okay. So if we get the stick, so we have your website over here. So anyone has a website. So this could be, I don't know, like Taostat.
It could be a web. It's a either it's a website. It can be a GPU. It can be the GPUs or a qubit processor or whatever. Anything that has a network connection to the web is potentially target. But websites is very
Okay. So let's you got a website at the moment. So over here we have Joe Bloggs. He wants to check out some subnets. So the request goes to Taostats. To say I want to see stuff, and then what the result is sent back to his computer. Or is that somewhat correct, or is there like
That is absolutely correct. That's a classic client-server interaction. Yeah.
okay? So that's fine. And then what you're saying is that there could be loads and loads and loads of bad actors that want to basically flood the requests, so is that there's a limit to how many servicings that Taostats can do at one moment in time. Is that
How is it called? This basically it's they are all targeting the same destination Taostats.
and so this overloads them. And then are you saying what you do is you can basically stop all of that, and you put what, like a little shield around Taostats?
Yeah, that is today I had my haircut for this beautiful event, and the guy cutting my hair was asking me, "What the heck are you guys doing?" So what I told him is we distribute virtual how do you call these guys that stand in front of a door in a club and say, "Okay, you come in and you
Bouncer.
what is it?
Yeah, we call them a bouncer.
A balancer."
Bouncer.
Bouncer. All right. All right. So we have a lot of bouncers. And then a good bouncer, he's not just blocking everyone because it's too much. He knows exactly, okay, you are a great fit for today's party, come in. But you look strange, you stay out. So he has a great knowledge of his audience and can really well choose who's coming in and who stays out.
Got it.
So we have really good bouncers.
Cool. And then okay, so he is this what your miners do then?
Yeah. Yeah. They run bouncer intelligence. Yeah.
Bouncer intelligence.
Yeah. And
So let's say I'm a customer. Let's say I'm someone that runs a website, and I want one of these bouncers to so I can never get DDoSed. How does it work? Do I come to Tensorprox and pay you money, and then you give me a bouncer?
exactly that. That is basically what we do. Let me
Or do you have things to share? I can stop. We'll get rid of the doodle, and then here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully this works.
second.
There. Yeah, we can see what you.
Yep, but it is not so well animated. But yeah, okay. Right now, let me share it again. All right, this is basically the difference that we provide here. Very simple. In the top, it's what you painted in the beginning, a classic and direct client-server interaction. And what we do, or when someone chooses to use our service, we are in between. We put ourselves between the client and the server. And the way it is done, we can also show that, just and then trigger it down further. That is it. So, to make this, to give this server or the whole thing that we have talked about a shape, of course, we use the website as well. And this one is tensorprox.io. Yeah, run by the Shugo company. Shugo is Japanese for guardian, and this is our first product, which we will provide with the Bittensor layer. And that is how it looks like when you log in. There's not much to do. You can have a lot of information, everything.
When who logs in, you or the customer?
Yeah, the customer. The customer needs an account, of course, and then can log into our website. And then there's basically only two things to do, two interactive buttons here at the starting page. First, that is the most important thing. Chaos. Okay, that is, we are here on Revenue Search.
Yeah.
Chaos. And the second thing you can do then is to deploy the whole setup. So we have what I showed you, or what you figured out. We have these bouncers active for your instance. And that is basically what we do. We create imagine we have a miner running on Bittensor, for example. That is, let me just check that I put the right IP address. Yep. So, and here it is one thing we have talked about in the beginning. We said, hey, it's very easy to just say, okay, these are the ports where my server is available. Then Mark came up with a genius move and said, what are ports? I have no idea. How do I find out? How do I access them? So this is why we have this auto detect ports feature, which gives us the answer for this IP. And there we go. That is pretty simple. It scans the ports, and then I can put these ports to use. I can just, I just want to show you really quickly by saying we share the whole screen. I hope you can up.
Yeah. 1 second.
Oh, you can see the two windows now.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the left side, on the right side, I have the server with the exact IP that is that I just put in the public IP on the left side. So this is the server that we are deploying on the platform right now. And you see here these ports; these are active, and very important is to get all the ports. There's different ways to transmit packets. TCP/IP, I think someone knows, but there's also UDP, which governs the web. And yeah, there's many services, and you can detect everything automatically via Tensorprox. And that is basically all you need to do. Here we see there's some more ports. And show here on the right side in the task manager, you see all these ports here. We have services running on that machine, on these mailboxes, on these specific mailboxes that represent the ports. So we use this all. Yeah. So you see, TensorProx finds what services matter for your machine, for your service that you want to protect. So it's very easy. You just use all ports, and then we deploy this instance. And that is basically everything you need to do. What's happening now in the backend? It's starting the whole chain.
Okay.
The whole chain. So this server that we have just looked at is deployed on the platform.
So, okay, so customer comes along, they want protection, they come to you, they pay with their card. They're paying you in fiat?
They are for now. It is purely fiat. Yeah.
Cool. They then run through those port things, they get their website protected. So there's a shield protecting them now. And then, so that makes sense. So how much does a client pay you? Is it dependent on how many DDoS attacks that they're getting, or what?
That would be a great business model. Because why is it a problem? Why is DDoS a problem in the first place? Just very in general. It is a problem, let's say, also in Bittensor. Since the beginning of Bittensor, it goes by the classic interaction that follows also the real world. Rivals attacking each others. That is, let's say, why Black Friday is a very classical DDoS day. So when one shop selling web boots has a huge discount, the other shop selling boots for a higher price is just DDoSing the one with the discount. So he's the only one left to sell them boots. Very easy interaction. And the same thing is happening on Bittensor, where one miner is at the top, he's getting all the emission. And one guy says, okay, let's go to the darknet, put his IP in a DDoS as a service interface, and then, shut it down. That is it. That is the big problem, that it is so easily available with all these devices in the web. Because all of a sudden, let's say, okay, I can hack a fridge who is able to be connected to a supermarket and then just order food by server, because it knows, okay, what is in the fridge and what not. Let's say Samsung fridges, they can do it, and Samsung is very popular, so they pull out like millions of fridges. And when I know how to enter one fridge, I have control over millions of them. They all are the same, yeah. And when I tell my millions of fridges to log into thermostats or to refresh the chart, then thermostats is down. That is the problem.
Well, TensorProx, your bouncer, your shield knows that these are illegal fridges doing a DDoS.
It's pretty simple. Let's say pretty simple, but that is why we need an intelligent layer that says, "Hey, why the hell all of the sudden fridges want to see the charts in thermostats? Usually, it's a mobile phone, it's a laptop, it's a browser that actually shows something, but a fridge does not have the possibility to run a browser with a user interface." So these are all little things, little signals you can point out to clearly say, okay, this is not normal. These guys will not see a single charge. Just from that example. And this is a very expensive, let's say, endeavor, because you need a huge room to gather all the information, because you don't want to drop those that are real. If you just say, okay, we're closed, well, then the attacker wins. So you have to be very intelligent and selective about who comes in and who stays out. And the way we do it is usually when I was selling these services, I had to put everyone into a 1-year contract minimum, because there's a lot of infrastructure involved into this, and it needs to be maintained and kept up, updated. Oh, there's a lot of things coming behind it, and I need safety. Or let's say my company owner, he needed safety that this client is with us for 1 year at least. And the difference or some solution at the first glance that we provide is our customers can join and leave whenever they want. There is a 15-minute billing interval, and this 15 minutes is 7 cents. So we provide services or business owners a good portion of sleep for 7 cents in 15 minutes, which adds up to $200 per month. Okay. That is the service we provide, and the origin, or let's say Tau stats, can deliver up to 100 megabits per second up and down. So a continuous 100 megabits per second up and down. Just for comparison, there's a lot of vendors on this market, of course, but let's say the cheapest and very transparent one, he offers the same service, 50 megabits, so half the bandwidth, half the speed or power or parallel processing power, for $350 per month.
Is this your main competitor?
No, there's so much. Let's say there is the main competitor is Cloudflare. Cloudflare is well known, and I have worked for an even bigger company which no one knows. It is Akamai. Akamai, for example, with this solution is serving 30% of the worldwide web traffic. The best security company, no one knows. No one knows. So Akamai, no one knows it, but it's handling 1/3 of our traffic here in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay, going back to Cloudflare, they've had a bunch of outages recently, which has shut off half the internet. If your Tensorprox wouldn't, like, if my website was protected by you, that wouldn't affect. Like, if Cloudflare went down, my website would still go down, though, isn't it? Wouldn't?
It was like let's say a present from heaven that they put up this clown show in the last quarter of the year together with AWS. And right now they are on code orange. That's what they call. We need to think about how can we be more robust in the future. So they will have to completely revamp everything about their platform. But something they don't have is decentralization, and that is it's one weakness, because everything is a bit slower, but it is ultimately our strength. Because you see, okay, we have deployed an origin on Tensorprox, but in the back end, miners will be able to choose which provider do they want to work with. And we will incentivize a distributed portfolio. So one miner, let's say he goes with AWS. Another miner, he says, okay, I will work with the Azure cloud. Third one would say, okay, OVH, and then there's Linode, and there's so many providers that have the prerequisites that we need to work with them. Okay, there's several things that we need to validate if the miner is doing its job and things like that. But in the end, we will have the same product run by multiple different clouds. So if one cloud has a problem, and therefore the miner has a problem, the validators will always audit the miners, always. And if there's one validator left, let's say roundtable 21 with the bunker somewhere, if everything goes to shit with AWS or something, they can route their clients to the one single provider that we hopefully have. There's a huge portfolio. All the clients to this miner that runs on this cloud provider. So this is a decentralized concept that we abstract every single action.
Sorry. So we have a lot of new people that watch Revenue Search, people that aren't familiar with Bittensor, etc. So I just want to simplify this. What are you saying that if one of your customers was using Tensorprox and Cloudflare decided to just shut down again, their website would still be up because they're using Tensorprox?
Yes. Yeah.
Serious?
As AWS chooses to go down, if Azure chooses to go down, and if there's one cloud provider that we have in our portfolio that is still up, our clients will have a short downtime, but then they're up again.
That's nuts. And is there a limit to the size of client that you can onboard? Like, what if Amazon wanted to use you?
Potentially there is. Course, what is happening? That is what I will that I want to show you. And is hand in hand with what I want to show you right now. Because in the meantime, our deployment has completed. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So deployment has completed, and there is multiple ways. Let's look at our miner. Yeah, we want to mine with the UID. It is 243. Okay, that is our UID that I have here on the right side. And then you see, okay, this is the IP here with the point 0.114. Here it is. There. 0.114 at the end. This is the IP that the miner has registered to Bittensor. And this is a problem because now he shows up publicly available on Telstats, and he's showing, okay, I'm available via this IP. Everyone can attack me now, okay, because they know who's available. This is just an example for Bittensor, but it's basically the same for every web service, for every service that is on the web. So this is how he shows up. And now we can do one thing. We configure here this little thing. I just rush through it. It shows the network card on the server that you have, that everything that goes out should now go through Tensorprox. So we are masquerading. Let's say Bob becomes Mark. And that is what we do. That is what we do with this config. So you just click through. It's let's say a pretty easy questionnaire, and you run this command here. And as soon as we run it on the right side, then Tensorprox is being configured. And then I will come back to your question, if there's a limit.
Yeah.
So, and so we have run this config here on the miner, and now I will start my mining application again. And what we will see in the next few minutes, as soon as
Like, mate, a rough answer would do, honestly, because this is all over our heads.
yeah, I just want to point out one thing. Okay, this is on the axle. This is the IP, or let's say the identifier that the miner has registered with. It's a unique identifier, so everyone can find him. And we will see that it changes. Okay, and that is what we provide on Tensorprox. We give every service that is on the web, we give them a new identity. And behind this identity, there's all these all these safety features that we are providing. And the limiting factor for us right now, as we are the only miner right now in this MVP status, is how many IPs can we use? How many IPs is AWS giving us, or Linode? And that is the basically the only limiting factor. In let's say in AWS, I have 50 IPs per region. So every region can hold 50 clients. And with that, my sole account, it can hold up to 1,000 clients. Now imagine if we have 250 miners. Yeah, that is so 250,000 clients if all miners would only run on AWS. But we also have other providers like Linode. And when the client is okay with getting, and there's two kinds of IPs right now. There's IPv4 and IPv6. And let's say with IPv6, we can have billions of clients on one miner.
Okay.
So
I think we're getting a bit technical. Like, just going back to the original question, is there
basically unlimited.
how big a single customer can be?
Basically unlimited. Because it's
Dude, that's all you need to say. Is Amazon in your door and go, shield you, and you'll be like, sure.
scalability, basically unlimited. A single miner can hold millions of clients.
Okay, so is there, so at the moment they're paying about $200 odd a month to be a client. If Amazon were to knock on your door, like surely there's a ramping up in revenue based on usage. Like how would that work? I'm trying to back up the money sort of spectrum, basically.
Yeah, of course. For Amazon, we would need some more enterprise deals. Right now, it's very simple to not get lost. But let me get. What was your intention of the question?
I'm just trying to figure out who your target demographic is. Like, who is your sweet table, and then how many of them you can bring on. Because I'm just trying to figure out, what is your potential in terms of revenue and all that.
That is what is okay. First things first. Basically, we are targeting anyone that wants to method or wants to provide value to the web. Who's with that, he's potentially target to these kind of attacks. And to make it very operational, we will start with infrastructure providers. There's a lot of subnets here in Bittensor that provide GPUs, for example. And with the industrialization of AI, there comes a lot of things with it. SLAs, uptime agreements. You need to be reliable. It's the time of being the innovator, because you chat with an LLM, it's over. We need to have AI production ready and reliable. And that is basically the layer that we can offer for these services. So of course they can do all that by themselves. It's some kind of a science, but they should focus on what they do best. Provide and allocated GPUs, and the clients can choose our service as an add-on. as an add-on, additional service to the GPU itself. So if it has a long-running training run or provides a service or whatever, this service is stably up. And so infrastructure provider is one thing. On CoinGecko or the Tau market cap or whatever, coin market cap it's called. I can go through, let's say, the top 200 cryptocurrencies and search for the Discord. And in the Discord, I will ask one question: is DDoS a problem for you? So, and this is how we can get a lot of leads, and I can invite everyone to do the same. Because we will build a sales organization that incentivizes not only to run the nodes, the miners, but also to sell our solution. And they can come back with a ref link, and if we make them a paying client, they earn from what they pay. And yeah, that is, let's say, in the middle run, what I want to build. But first, we do it, let's say, manually. Infrastructure providers and Web3 projects or crypto projects that look for credibility. It can be AI startups that look for a very flexible and dynamic solution, which saves a lot of cost, doesn't have business risks. And the fourth thing is to partner with. We are partnered with D-Search, which was also part of your revenue search. Here I discovered their full potential with those business development agents that can link into conversations. I will take a deep look at that, how we can just link into any conversation that is about latency, connection issues, things like that, stability, and have them running there. That is D-Search, and with 71 lead powered, you also have a DALI, where we will explore capabilities to help us getting distributed. Those three verticals, very concrete. And a fifth one, let's say, is I'm looking to implement us into the OpenAI marketplace. This seems to be very interesting, where every vibe coder can just get services via their chat interface. So let's say they create the service, picture generation or whatever, and then ChatGPT tells them, hey, you should make sure that your service is always up. And he said, okay, what solution is it? Tensorprox, should I add it to you? Yeah, it's only $200 per month, whatever. Yeah, boom, finish, everything works. I think this is a great way for distribution as well.
I don't understand that last bit. So who would be OpenAI?
Yes, OpenAI, when it's just buying our service on behalf of their user, basically. That is what they offer. Okay. Everything is there. It's like this Alexa thing for Amazon. And OpenAI is whatever is configured in their shop. Then, yeah, I think this could be some gold rush that will all come back to the Tensorprox network.
Okay. So let's say magic wand, you you go out to market, you start getting lots of clients paying $200 a month, etc. How is that revenue going to flow? How are you driving value back to your alpha?
Yeah, that is the most important question with Tau flow being a dominance factor. So either we extract or work with more and more investors like you, but we want to keep it very lean. So the only sustainable way is to charge revenue back into the pool to keep a constant flow of buys. And yes, my colleague Borg, he has already put in a lot of research, because everything sounds nice in theory, but we have transaction costs on the way in. which I don't really understand for Bittensor when everyone should drive value into the subnet pool. Why are we being taxed? One claim here is remove that and double it on the way out, perhaps. That incentivizes revenue to be kicked in. So how are we doing it? Based on a certain chunk, a batch size, let's say 15K, and revenue is reached, we buy an alpha for 15K. That is how we support the value of alpha. And what happens then is these alpha are held by a treasury wallet. And this treasury wallet will stake our UID0. So that is how first we strengthen our owner key, and we create staking rewards with the revenue that our clients have produced. And these staking rewards will then be distributed among all the holders of alpha proportionally to their share. So someone owns 50% of the circulating supply, 50% of this always growing treasury wallet, staking rewards, is going to their wallet. Until they sell. So if there's one sell within 7 days, we did a raffle already, which had this criteria. One sell within 7 days, and you're out of this allocation. So this is how we, let's say, reward loyal holders of the alpha and give them some additionally to their staking rewards that they have anyways, a passive income.
Nice. So are you saying 100% of your revenue is going to buybacks?
Theoretically, yes. That is what we want to do, but we have to be real. First, what is Stripe payments and all that? We have to create the company, and with that, there will be taxes.
Real world OPEX as well that you have to cover.
Some OPEX, of course. The question is, we have not solved it yet, to be honest. If we deduct it from the revenue, which would be a very easy way to just cover our costs, or if we then sell some alpha, like that. That is not 100% clear yet. We are very conservative with the halving coming in, and a subnet pool that is not yet completely exploding in a volume. We will be very conservative about touching alpha. So probably cutting from the revenue is a good idea.
Like when revenue comes in, you need to be able to pay your real world OPEX. So your staff salaries, your server costs, just how to run your business. And then what's left is technically, let's call it, I guess, the true flow.
Charge into the alpha pool.
Sure, you've been rather quiet. What's running around in your head?
Oh, I'm just pleased you've had such an in-depth technical discussion. You know, they were my absolute favorites. But so what's next? What's after the DDoS solution?
That is let's say the juicy part. Because right now we are in a low margin area because there's a lot of infrastructure included. You can have the most intelligent service. It does not matter when it's full, when the pipeline is full, over. There's a physical limitation to what we do. But that is why it is the baseline of protecting a service. After that, we move up. We move up to higher layers. So we get the basics covered. And then there's also, for example, what happened with subnet 67, where users got rocked and the whole liquidity was removed. Here, our service would not have done anything because it's a pure network-based protection layer, and it's not on the application side. it does not recognize if a smart contract is potentially vulnerable or not. That is not our business. But here is where the whole intelligence is focused. So we will move up to this application layer, is what it's called, and provide some kind of web application firewall. That is the general term where we protect applications that face the web, like databases. Basically every web service has a database. How can we make sure this database is only giving that information that is requested and viable to leave the database? So with the same architecture, we put ourselves in the middle and we make sure only the data that is valid to leave the server will leave that server. And only the data that is valid to go into the server will actually go into there. Web application firewall is what we call it, and that has a lot of things. Bot management. With what we do, we can already separate a fridge from a normal computer. That is what we already do. So we will also be able to detect bots that do things on their website, on your web service. And by recognizing them and categorizing, is this a scraping bot? Is this an indexing bot? An indexing bot is great. So you are at the top of Google searches. You need that. But someone that scrapes your content is not necessarily the best partner. And there's many ways to deal with it. You can either block it, but that's bad. You better, that's what we did. Let's say if someone wants to see your prices, how the Red Bulls, how for which price are you selling them? Well, you can block them, or you can say, okay, this is my price, and bot management, please add 30%. 30%. So he gets the price back with 30% on plus, puts it in his database, and says, okay, I do -10. So he thinks he's smart because he's cheaper than the one shop, but actually he's not cheaper. So that is the delicate thing about managing bots versus blocking them. There's a lot of intelligence needed there for the categorization and things like that. But here you have a smart data pool and you can charge a lot for such a service. Thousands of dollars per month. Just on a smart database, let's say high level. You don't need that much infrastructure. And this is something we want to add, because now we are very stable. No one can basically shoot our legs to cut us down, because we have this flooding protection. And then we can add more and more intelligent services on top. Another way is to integrate subnets, other subnets. So we serve as a marketplace for always on, always available services. For example, this deep fake recognition subnet, we have talked about that already.
Yeah, 34.
Yeah, 34. Yeah, I really like their use case. They are currently, I'm not 100% sure how it works right now, but they were for the most time available as a plugin. It's a plugin in your browser, so you could activate this plugin and say, hey, what is this fake or not? But it was on demand. So you had to query the plugin, and then it could tell you this is fake or it's real. And when we say, okay, we host this on our, we host their intelligence on our miners, then they get some usage fee, a license back from us. It can be an always-on service, ingesting all the data and tagging media, what do you say, media items, fake or real, automatically. So it removes the barrier for the user to critically think, do I have to activate this plugin or not? but always on. That is basically what we can provide in a very distributed way, because the nature of our service is first being stable, indestructible, and it's also very latency aware. If my bouncer is in Sao Paulo, but my club is actually in London, it takes forever until he can make a video decision back and forth. So we need to be very close. That is what we have built into our platform already. A lot of things happening on the surface, and this is what we can use for services like this to be very performant, fast. And always on. That is that's something I want or we want to build, but it is the question if it's the next step, this marketplace. So we just add existing services and that's how we grow. Or if we create our second, which is very logical, layer on top, which is just application security stuff. Where we create our own, again, minor validator interaction. It is, let's say, quite some development needed. The speed of scale would be quicker to add existing services as a marketplace.
What are you doing to go and get new customers then?
Yeah, that is the way that I described.
But like, do you have any salespeople in your team that are like doing it with BDM?
Yeah, that is me. That is me. Basically, I'm the salesperson with a decade of experience there. But of course, I need to be more. So I'm really I'm hoping for the capabilities of these agents and subnets like 71, so they can enhance the reach here. So ideally, it gets to the point where I just have a entry in my calendar if someone wants to talk about this, or they just do what we did and press deploy, enter these 4 informations. It's 4 informations. In the real world, you have to have an interview with solution engineers. You have to do KYC, or fill out a huge configuration sheet. We remove all this friction, and we will do it even better. Because right now it's not very steered. It's the customer journey is not very steered. They can still go left, right, forget one thing, and stuff like that. So we will create very standardized pipelines. So they are from from 0 to hero without any way left and right. That is very important.
Well, I like TensorProx a lot. So my understanding of this for anybody that's still with us that's not technical is just the internet is a mesh of interconnected devices, and data on that network flows around between devices, and not all of that data is good data. A lot of it increasingly is bad actors trying to do all sorts of things, from steal your data to take down your website. And there are companies that sit in between those devices that protect devices from those bad actors. And what Felix and TensorProx are doing is building the most intelligent bouncers. They're using the miners on Bittensor to make the most intelligent bouncers possible, so that they can decide whether to let that data through, let that request through to the interconnected device because it's coming from a MacBook in Guildford, or not let it through if it's coming from a Samsung fridge in North Korea. And that is that's really the nuts and bolts of this. And Felix has got a lot of experience working for one of the big players in this space. He's bringing that experience over to Bittensor. He's using the incentive mechanism to make these the most intelligent bouncers available on the web. and it couldn't be any easier to sign up because of the automated way that they've designed here, where you don't need any technical expertise, because that was the problem that Siam and I flagged up to Felix before Christmas, was that we don't know which of our ports we've left open. So now it's just very, very, very straightforward. It couldn't. There's no paperwork. There's no KYC. There's no long contract. You can sign up 15 minutes for 7 cents, so you get the best protection with no long contract for the smallest amount of money. And then when Felix gets that revenue, that fiat revenue, he's going to use what he doesn't need to cover his operating expenses to support his alpha token. That seems like a big win for me. And then once he's built up a customer base of people that are using that base DDoS protection, he's got other services that he can sell to them, more intelligent services, higher margin services to protect those that need it.
Talk about the missing salesperson. Wonderful job, Mark. If yeah, these not yours anymore, free to join.
Thank you. I'll bear that in mind.
Great. Yeah, that sums it up perfectly.
Good. Well, we like it a lot, and we're excited to see it develop. And we'd be delighted to have you back on again once you've you got some more sales and some more revenue.
Yes,
Coming in.
let's talk about that. Let's gonna be a really fun journey to explore. Okay, what other subnets have as capabilities, what we can use, how we can plug into them. There's a lot of projects already under the hood with let's say also a video, as they have a huge streaming platform, for example, planned. So we are looking to be the first touch point here to make sure the format is delivered in the correct way. A small mobile phone, because we can say, hey, it's a fridge. This fridge has a huge screen, so please deliver a huge video. Or a smaller one. And these agents. So I'm also looking for a format. It's very interesting that you brought it up. That last week you had this webinar to talk about opportunities with Bittensor. I'm also, of course, we have to play the attention game. I think I have a bill holds such a format as well. Just a very short introduction. How does Bittensor work? This validator, minor interaction, and then let people think about what could be a great fit for this protocol, and discuss that. And when there's no topic like that, I will just explore. Okay, how can we create the best revenue, the biggest revenue, the best sales techniques for the given product, because that it's needed. It's out of the equation. It is needed. We just have to be smart about how do we bring it to the market. That's the challenge for this year. Yeah, we will discuss.
Yeah. Well, you've got a good page. You've reduced the friction as much as you possibly can. I really like that. You just need to get more eyeballs onto that page.
Yeah, Borg did a really great job. He was sitting down and really thinking, okay, how can we make this so easy as possible? So yeah.
You should be knocking on Ridge's door as well. So they have a minor DDoS issue where, the top miners, they're like DDoSing the hell out of other miners, so they can't submit their agents. So let's straight away just should have a chat with Shaq.
Perfect. I was always screening Discord for just search for DDoS in Discord, an official Bittensor Discord. You see, so many subnets have a problem, but interestingly, witches I have not seen there. But thank you for that advice. I will give them a hint, because it's on an individual base. Everyone can just within 10 minutes and sleep well. It's over. It's not gonna happen for 7 cents in 15 minutes.
Cool. Well, thanks for being on our first revenue search of 2026, Felix. We really appreciate that. If you're in charge of the sales calls, let's get you a new microphone. Let's find some cash for that.
All right, that is. Thank you. It's an integrated all-in-one solution, but
It isn't. It isn't. It's integrated, but it's not a solution.
that is
That solutions are available, but we appreciate it regardless.
come back better.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks very much.
Amazing. Have a great one, guys. Ending stream. Oh, Felix is off.